Hello, the following video is on multiplying decimals. So let's take a look at the first example here. 4 times 2. Now, I'm pretty sure you know that 4 is really 4.0 and 2 is really 2.0, but we don't have to put the 0 on the end. So 4 times 2 is 8, or 8.0. Now if we go to example 2, these are the same numbers except I've made this decimal 2. So let's think, what is 4 times decimal 2? Well, maybe you're not so sure. So one way to look at this is to turn into fractions. So let's do 4 times 0.2. This is the tenths place. So decimal 2 is 2 tenths. Now remember, when you multiply fractions, it's easier sometimes to put a 1 under the denominator here, just so it visually looks a little bit different. And you multiply the numerators. 4 times 2 is 8. And 1 times 10 is 10. Remember that you do not need common denominators to multiply fractions. 8 over 10, we can simplify it but to 4 over 5, but look what happens up here. 8 over 10 is 8 tenths, which is 0.8. Same number, but the decimal has moved. I just want to bring your attention to this. In the 4 and the 2, there were no numbers aside from 0, the placeholder to the right of the decimal on either the 4 or the 2. Here, there is one number beyond the decimal. And in the answer, the decimal is 1. There is one number beyond the decimal. Okay? Number 3. Same idea. I've put 2 decimals in the 4 place now. So this is 4 times 2 100ths. Same idea, let's multiply these fractions. 4 over 1. 4 times 2 is 8. 1 times 100 is 100. We now have 8 100ths, which is 0.08. Looking at it more closely, there are no decimals to the right of the 4. There are no numbers to the right of the decimal in the 4, and there are 2 to the right here. Look at this, same in our answer. So what happens if I change the 4 to decimal 4? Let's take a look. This is 4 over 10 times 2 100ths. 4 times 2 is 8. 10 times 100 is 1,000, which is, this is the tenths place, hundredths place. 1,000ths place, I have 8 1,000ths. 0.008. Taking a closer look, there's 1 place here, 1, 2 here. In total, there are 3. There's 3, so the answer will be 1, 2, 3 decimal places from the right. We'll do the same thing with this one. Let's take what we think the answer is. 2 times 4 is 8. There's one digit to the right of the decimal here. There's 1 digit to the right of the decimal here. 1 plus 1 is 2, so your answer will have 2 numbers to the right of the decimal. Now there isn't a number here, so you have to put the 0 in. 0 is really a placeholder. It just tells you that 0.08. It just holds the place so that the 8 can be in the hundreds. Okay, let's do one down here. Now, when you're doing these problems, it's a lot easier to write them out one above the other. And you do not have to line up, I did it intentionally here, you do not have to line up the decimals. Sometimes they do line up together, but you don't have to ever, ever, ever. So 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times 5 is 30, plus 2 is 32. Then I look at how many digits are there to the right of the decimal. There's 1 here. It's 1 place. There's 1 here, 1 place. So finally, there are 2 places. 1, 2. So your answer is 3.24. And that is how it works.